Welcome to our session entitled Total Quality Management Strategies to Sustain Business Beyond 5 Years. Our presenter today is Nida Guzon Palmore. Hopefully I said that right, Nida. If not, please correct. Huh?
It's Guzon.
Oh, Guzon. Oh, excuse me.
It's okay.
We're so glad to have you here today. We apologize for starting a little bit late. We had a few issues with Zoom, but we are up and running now, and I'd be happy to turn the time over to Nida.
Okay, thanks, Leah. Hello.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, am I starting now?
You're starting now, and it's all yours.
Okay, good morning, everybody, and thank you all for taking the time to listen to me, and I am able to share with you my just recently concluded study on total quality management as my DBA capstone project. The general business, the title is Total Quality Management Strategies to Sustain Business Beyond 5 Years. That's it. And the general business problem was that small businesses lack total quality management support, resulting in a high rate of business failure. The specific business problem was that some small business leaders lack total quality management strategies to sustain their business beyond 5 years. The purpose of my study in this qualitative multiple cases study is to explore total quality management strategies of small businesses or the small business leaders that sustain their business beyond 5 years of operation. Total quality management can help small business leaders improve firm performance, stay competitive, and sustain their business beyond 5 years. The conceptual framework behind my study is the Deming's 14 points model, which was authored by Dr. W. Edwards Deming, and he coined the 14 principles of management, which has been used by most businesses and was instrumental in Japan to be able to get back from its feet after the ruins of World War II. Let's go, Leah. Okay, these are my relevant sources, all peer-reviewed, if you're interested. And I have more of that because I covered about almost 35,000 individual cases from my peer-reviewed documents. Let's go. Okay. My research question is, how do small business leaders sustain their business beyond 5 years using total quality management principles? We know that businesses and even the USSBA has this proverbial statistic that has been going on for decades, that small businesses are not able to survive beyond the 5 years of operation. And for me, having learned the Deming 14 points and having covered almost 35,000 individual cases, I believe that there's no reason for businesses not to survive the 5 years of operation using the Deming 14 points model. So that's my takeaway here. So how did I proceed going through the data collection stage? I used semi-structured interviews, and I also reviewed the company documents from financial statements to manuals so that I could document what they claim to be what they did in their businesses. So if the financial statements would say, yeah, we support continuous improvement and continuous training, I would like to see that they are really spending some dollar amounts towards training and retraining their employees. I use thematic analysis used to analyze the data, and my participants were all from the Central Valley, California. And they have all used total quality management strategies to sustain their business beyond 5 years. And these small businesses didn't even know that they were implementing the strategies based on the Deming 14 points model. They were just doing it. So in the course of my interview, I would make a conclusion or sometimes make a comment. I said, did you know that you just implemented one of the strategies based on the Deming 14 points model? So there's also a lot of studies from my peer-reviewed articles that also paralleled what I have experienced in the field, knowing from small business leaders that they didn't even know total quality management strategies. They just did what was right for their businesses. So that was very surprising for them even, because they never heard of total quality management, TQM, so to speak. So how did I do my data analysis? I created categories, I did the coding, decided what to collate, identified the patterns, and drew meaning from the study, and I interpreted the meaning extracted from the data. The coding was very easy because my conceptual framework, my study is based on a pre-existing conceptual framework, which has been going on in the business world, especially in the quality management circle for more than 50 years. By the Deming principles, which were first adopted in Japan in the 1950s, and it spread throughout the world, seeing that Japan was able to resurrect from the ruins of World War II to become an economic superpower. You know, you could relate to how Toyota now captures a big pie. I mean, a big part of the pie in the automotive industries and most electronics. So these are all based on total quality management, and even Toyota at this point. Toyota is the name of the owner, and it became Toyota. The owner still displays Dr. Deming's principles in every office, because they are very very much indebted to Dr. Deming for making them be able to get back up from the ruins of World War II. Thank you. Let's go. The three themes that emerge from my data analysis are institute leadership, improve the system of production, service, and communication, and institute a program of education and retraining. Institute leadership is key because Dr. Deming emphasized that without the management being in the forefront of the transformational organizational change, it's not going to work because the employees will not be there to participate. So the management is key. So instituting leadership, it has to start from transformational change, which is key in this Deming 14 points model. It has come from the top, but the participation should come from the bottom up. That's the way it is, because across the board, everybody, from the person in the boiler room to the middle management, managers and stuff, and up to the people in top management, they all should participate. There has to be an overall participation. It's all a company-wide participation, otherwise it's not going to work. So this is what it is. 3 themes: institute leadership, that's why it's number 1. Then improve. From there, you go to the improvement of the system of production, the service and communication, and also the continuous program of education and retraining. Thank you. See, as I earlier mentioned, many small business leaders have not even heard about total quality management strategies to enhance their business performance and competitive advantage. And many small business leaders are not even aware of the total quality management based on the Deming 14-point model to enhance their business beyond 5 years and gain sustainability and grow, increase their profitability and also their competitive advantage in the market. Many small business leaders implemented strategies effectively without knowing that they were total quality management strategies. The limitations, the first limitation was that the 5 business leaders may not have sufficient sample to provide critical information to answer the research question. And the second one was the participants may not have responded honestly to my interview questions. But in my experience, I think they were all very upfront and straightforward, and they were more than willing to share their successes with me. So I think I've overcome some of those limitations. And I propose 2 recommendations for small business leaders to implement the 3 strategies that came from these findings. And also for small business leaders to incorporate social responsibility as part of their organization's culture. And in social responsibility, according to Peter Drucker, has been in the business world for centuries, but it has changed from being focused internally to being able to get out of the comfort zone of businesses towards affecting social change within the community. So according to Palmore, a total quality management and corporate social responsibility are critical management strategies and frameworks that organizations employ to help achieve sustainable competitive advantage. So yeah, total quality management. And also Persic et al. In his study of 136 participating small to medium enterprises from the Republic of Slovenia, he confirmed the positive impact of socially responsible management on the organization's financial well-being, which achieved higher profits, enhanced business growth, enhanced productivity, and enhanced the cost efficiency operations within the company. Social change, total quality management's universal acceptance. This is regardless of geographic locations, and its application has its versatility. No matter whether you are a nonprofit or a for-profit, whether you are in a manufacturing and a service organization, it cuts all boundaries. You can apply this. It is possible for any organization to affect positive social impact, to engage in activities to bring about social change or issues, such as poverty, high unemployment, and pressing social and environmental factors impacting their communities. Okay, let's go. That's my references, a selected few of my references. So my final remarks is that I thank you, and I would welcome your questions.
Thank you, Nida. We really appreciate you sharing your presentation with us. We do have time for questions, so please feel free to post any questions or comments for Nida in the chat area.
Thank you, Leah.
You are very welcome. It may take a minute for people to type in the chat area. So while we're waiting, Nida, what was, would you tell us one bit of advice that you would give to Walden students who are approaching this stage of their program?
Oh, very good question. Approaching this stage, when I was doing my final oral defense, my chair said, "What would be your advice?" And I said, "You know what? There's no secret. You cannot You cannot what's this? You cannot take it easy. You know, you cannot wing this. Going through this choice of pursuing a doctoral degree, you cannot wing it. You need to study, 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 study. You know, I would sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning to get my assignments, my homework, and everything. You cannot wing it. You need to be serious. You need to put a lot of time. You need to have, you need to be able to hold on to your dream and start ignoring all the naysayers around you. And you know, you really have to focus on your effort and your attitude, and always never give up. Never give up. Always look at the end of the tunnel, and that's what I did. It was a major decision that I did, having been in the financial services industry. I was fully licensed in the financial services industry with all the securities, investments, and everything, and certifications. And I said, I would like to pursue, because my MBA was in entrepreneurship. And I said, I would like to go into small business consulting, affect changes in emerging economies, especially in my country, the Philippines, and also in the disenfranchised neighborhoods. I would like to affect the change because I am a strong disciple of the Deming 14 points model. There's no reason for a business to fail. There's no reason. I am very, very strong in my belief that no business should fail. No business should fail. There should not be part of statistics that 50% of businesses that are not able to survive at the end of 5 years, they should not be part of it. So study, study, study. There's no trick in the book to get to the point. I am now at my paper is now with the chief academic officer. My chair is very encouraging. Hopefully I get my degree this week at the end of this term. And so, yeah, I'm now in my chief academic officer. The abstract is a one-page thing, but it's very challenging to go through the abstract. That's where I sort of spend a lot of time in the abstract, because that's the first thing that you have to sell out there to the research community, to the practitioners, the value of your doctoral research, the abstract. So it's just like when you go to Walden University and you're looking for your backup materials to make your claim on the conceptual framework or the theory that you based your research study. You will first look at the abstract. You click and what the abstract would say. I said, oh, this is not what I want. So the abstract is key. That's why I said I couldn't, you know, I really cannot emphasize enough. Abstract is key. And so I'm glad I'm with my cow now, and hopefully get my degree in this week or next week. So study.
Thank you, Nida. That's so exciting.
Thank you. I'm excited too. Thank you, Leah.
You're welcome. Can you name one thing that you wish you had known when you started this process?
The doctoral or the research, the being out in the field and doing your capstone project? Which one? Either one. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you know, I strongly suggest that the academic residencies should prepare the students in what they would be going through. You know, I strongly suggested that academic residency should invite the alums or chairs or committee members to give the incoming students what to expect. You know, because it's like it's like when I was going through the program, it's like I was discovering as I was moving along. It was a discovery phase. For me, I wanted to be able to see the whole picture, and so I could prepare myself. And so that's me. You know, I would like to know where I'm going, and I strongly suggest that academic residency should prepare incoming students on what they would be doing exactly at the very end of all those courses, because that's the key why you're here. You know, you want to get your doctoral study and get the cow approval and get it published and get the degree, so you can move forward with the next phase of your dream for your professional career.
Great. Thank you so much, Nida.
Surely.
Can
And
you
another thing, can I add another thing?
Oh, of course. Go right ahead. Thank you.
And I would like for students to really engage in the classroom discussion, really engage, interact, you know, be part of the classroom community, listen to your instructors, especially, you know, in my chair, I have complete admiration for my chair. Oh, he's just so awesome. He's just awesome. My chair is Dr. Black. You know, I've known Dr. Black since my qualitative for like almost 2 years now. And I'm just blessed that I was able to be under his chairmanship for my dissertation. He's very capable. He's very competent, very, very helpful, supportive. I could see how he encourages you know, my other members of the cohort, my peers, and so interact, try to be proactive, just study and interact in the classroom, and do your homework. You know, stay on top, and as you're doing your doctoral study, you're going into the annotated bibliographies. Start collecting your annotated bibliographies, because that's going to be part of your literature review. So I wish that you are already aware or have already prepared for the topic that you are going to do, because when you go into the mentoring class, you already have sort of have an idea in mind on what kind of study you want to take. So start collecting your annotated bibliographies, organizing them, and that would be a big part of your literature review. Your literature review should be at least 30 pages long. Literature review, your annotated bibliographies, your references. Start collecting your references in a separate file with referencing your annotated bibliographies. That's going to be a big part of your literature review. Yeah.
Thank you, Nida. That's great. We really appreciate
You're
that. One last question from me, and we'll see if anyone else has some questions for you. If you had to do it all over again and repeat this process, what would you do differently next time?
What would I do differently next time? Well, I think I cannot well, I really, because what I did really, Leah, is just studied. I really buried myself. I did not withhold anything that were within my control. What would I do differently? Because I had two to me, the total quality management and also the disruptive innovation authored by Clayton Christensen. And I didn't have a lot, because disruptive innovation, when I talked to Audrey Bartlett, library, we didn't have a lot of peer-reviewed journals to back up my internet connection is unstable. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So far, we can still hear you.
So yeah, so I just don't, I'll do the same thing. I'll just soak yourself into it. Just so no way that you can shortcut it. I would not do anything different. I love my conceptual framework, total quality management. I'm enamored to, and I am going to really bring my studies into the emerging countries, Philippines, India, the disenfranchised communities in America. I'm so passionate about this. There's no reason really for businesses to cease operations after 5 years. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I have nothing that I would change. I'm happy with my chair. I'm happy with my committee members. I've been very pleased with my with all my cohorts from the very beginning. I always interact, interacting and exchanging views in your classroom discussion and paying attention to your assignment and all the rubrics and all this kind of thing, and being really a student of the course. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Nina. Are there any other questions or comments that any of our participants have for Nina? Feel free to post in the chat. In the meantime, Nina, we thank you so much for sharing your experiences, your research, and your advice with all of us today.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
No
so much.
questions? I have no questions from my audience, from my participants. I don't see anything, huh? Thank you.
Expressions of gratitude.
Yeah, thank you, Daisy. I appreciate your thank you so very much. I appreciate your accepting. Oh, thank you, Holly. Thank you so very much. It helps. It helps. Your comments. It's been an arduous, grueling, challenging, and your comments are really lighten the load, and it warms my heart. Thank you so very much, Holly and Daisy, and God bless you guys. Oh, congratulations! Thank you, Alberto. Thank you, Daisy. Oh, thank you, Daisy. Thank you so very much. And a big shout out also for Leah for helping me get through this. Yeah.
You're very welcome. I'm always happy to help.
Okay.
So thank you all for joining.
Have a good day. God bless you guys.